Hi guys, this is R. Prasanna, professional photographer and certified master trainer from Chennai. I shoot a variety of work. I shoot fashion, I shoot advertising, and I shoot corporate, and I do a lot of travel photography also. And when Sony India gave me the opportunity to test the most awaited camera, that is the Sony a7M4, I was like really excited. And when I got the camera in my hands, it was like wow, because it's such a solid and it's such a well built camera, and it's like ergonomically well balanced because it just fits in your hand, just like it's just a part of your hand. So I thank Sony India for the opportunity, and I would love to share the results with you because as soon as I got the camera, I got like super excited. I wanted to try it out in an indoor shoot, I wanted to try it in an outdoor shoot, I wanted to try out in low light and all these things. So in this video, I'll be sharing my experience and what I feel about the camera and how the camera performs under various conditions. New Sony a7 Mark IV is 33 megapixel full frame Exmor-R CMOS sensor, and it has a Bionz XR processor. It also supports up to 10 frames per second continuous shooting and has an ISO range of 100 to 51200. When it comes to video, the Sony a7M4 has 4K 60p video in 10-bit, and it also has S-Cinetone. The electronic viewfinder has 3.68 million dots with a 120 fps refresh rate. There is also a 3-inch 1.03 million dot vari-angle touchscreen LCD. When it comes to image format, the camera supports JPEG, HEIF and RAW. When it comes to autofocus, the Sony a7M4 has 759 AF points, and the real-time IAF fine-tunes the focusing accuracy and recognizes human, animal and bird size for critical sharpness. AF during video recording and additional focus modes are also available. Focus map is a unique way of visualizing depth of field and functions in a similar way to peaking, with a colorful overlay of scene that indicates which parts of the scene are in front of and behind the focus point depending on the chosen aperture. This is a very interesting feature for people who shoot video. The a7M4 has 5-axis in-body image stabilization, that is a steady shot image stabilization. It also has creative looks, and the soft skin effect is a new addition to this camera menu. The camera has 2 card slots, and the first card slot supports CF Express Type A and UHS 2 SD, and the second card slot supports UHS 2 SD. The another interesting feature that I found in this camera is once you switch off the camera, the shutter immediately comes down and covers the sensor from dust. This is an interesting feature which will protect the sensor from accidental exposure to dust. The a7 IV also offers the ability to live stream video over its USB connection using the audio video standards that are part of the USB standard. This allows a choice of HD or full HD resolutions, with the full HD available up to 60 frames per second. The specifications of this camera are very impressive, and it has the right balance of this resolution as well as the speed. So I wanted to test this camera in an indoor situation, and we had this shoot with celebrity actress Aishwarya Datta, and I wanted to test the camera there. Shooting with my a7R III, and I wanted to test this camera also there. So I took some shots with the a7M4, and I found the shots to be very detailed. The highlights were retained, and like there was plenty of sharpness, and this resolution is like amazing. As you can see that the detail of the camera, you can see the detailed picture the camera produces. You can see the detail in the whites also. So again, I wanted to test this camera outdoor in a regular situation in variety of mixed lighting conditions. So I took the camera to the Chennai Crocodile Park, which is in the East Coast Road, and I just clicked some pictures, and there was this bird sitting in the shadow. Then I just clicked it, and I just opened up the shadows a little bit, and the camera has an excellent dynamic range. As you all know, the COVID has taken a massive toll on many people's lives, and when I went to this place Mamalapuram, which is a very popular which is a very popular tourist destination, the Shore Temple, it attracts lots and lots of visitors every year. So I was just testing out this camera, and I found this man who had his horse. It was for a ride. Normally people take a horse ride. But he was like so devastated that it was this Pongal holidays and there was no crowd there, and he was like very depressed. And I was very surprised to see that the horse reached out to him, and it was like as if it was communicating to him, and it was a very magical moment for me. I felt like it was a very heart touching moment for me. From there we went inside, and there was this dance festival happening, and we wanted to try out the autofocus modes on the video and the video settings also. So I have shot some footage of the dancers. As you can see, it's a very low light scenario where you have plenty of moving subjects, but the camera nailed the focus with all its advanced technology. The camera nailed the focus, and you can see the camera's files are very clean. And I also shot some pictures where there's a difference in the lighting, where one part of the subject is very dark and another subject is very bright. Even in this scenario, the camera has managed to capture a lot of details in the shadows as well as the highlights. Then there was this lighting show that was happening where this Mamalapuram Shore Temple had this multicolored lights, and we just placed the camera on a tripod and we just shot some footage in an ISO 3200, and you can see the clean footage where there is no grains at all. And I have shot some pictures as well. Then we shot some against the light pictures of these dancers, and there was a person selling goldfish in the street. We shot some stuff. Like really impressed with how responsive this camera was to changes in lighting and to changes in the subject movement. It was like very quick to nail the focus. So I was really actually I was very excited about this camera, and I've shared the results with you. And I think Sony has listened to the feedback from photographers, and they have added lots and lots of features, especially when you say the USB ports and the HDMI port. They have added a bigger HDMI port. As you can see, they have added a bigger HDMI port, which makes connectivity much more easier. And they have made a lot of improvements to the body, the ergonomics, and the responsiveness of the camera is like really awesome. It's like really quick. It's very responsive, the files are clean, and the resolution is super, and and the camera is a very good balance of speed as well as resolution. So I think Sony has a winner in the Alpha 7 IV.